There are moments when justice feels distant, an abstract ideal reserved for courtrooms or speeches. Yet deep inside, you sense something else, something urgent, raw, and alive. What if justice isn't a concept divorced from your heart? What if justice is simply love stepping out into the world, visible and unflinching? Cornel West said it plainly. Justice is what love looks like in public. But what does it mean for love, often private, tender, intimate, to become public and political? How can love be fierce enough to confront systems of oppression, yet gentle enough to heal? Is it possible that the deepest acts of justice flow from the wellspring of compassion? These questions reach beyond activism, beyond identity and gender politics, into the very core of how we live together as human beings. This is the story of a man who dared to reimagine justice, not as law or punishment, but as love in action. A story that challenges each of us. What does it mean to live justice with a heart? Cornel West's journey unfolds amid the sharp edges of racial injustice, political upheaval, and spiritual longing. Born in a world fractured by systemic inequality, West was shaped by history, but never resigned to it. From the vibrant streets of Harlem to the ivory towers of Harvard and Princeton, he cultivated a voice that blends philosophy, activism, and a deep yearning for justice. His work resonates with echoes of Socrates, who wandered Athens, provoking citizens to question not just laws, but the soul of justice itself. Socrates taught that justice is rooted in virtue, the harmony between individual and society, a balance struck through wisdom and care. Yet even Socrates recognized the tension: how to bring these ideals down from the realm of theory into messy human reality. West steps into this lineage with a renewed urgency. He refuses to separate justice from love, because for him, love is the ground from which true justice grows. But what kind of love can endure the public arena? The protests, the confrontations, the harsh realities of injustice? The public sphere is a battleground. It can be ruthless, divided, full of anger and pain. In such a world, can love survive? Or is it just naive idealism? West challenges this skepticism with a powerful claim. Love must survive. Because without it, justice becomes cold, transactional, and ultimately hollow. Science supports this too. Neuroscience reveals that empathy and compassion are wired into our brains, critical to social bonding and collective survival. Yet putting love into public action demands courage. Love, here, is not soft. It's fierce. It confronts injustice head-on. It breaks silence. But what if love demands sacrifice? Can it demand more than kindness? Can it demand confrontation, even radical change? And what happens when love meets systemic violence and oppression? West's transformative insight is that justice is love expressed publicly through action. It's the courage to stand with those oppressed, the willingness to speak truth to power, the refusal to accept injustice as normal. Think back to the civil rights movement. Love was not just feeling, it was marching, singing, risking everything for dignity and equality. It was love embodied as a collective force, reshaping society's very fabric. This redefines justice away from cold laws and punishments toward a justice infused with human empathy and solidarity. Justice becomes not merely about rights, but about relationships, about restoring dignity, healing wounds, and nurturing hope. In today's complex world of fractured identities and polarized politics, West's vision offers a radical compass. Justice cannot be reduced to legal frameworks or political slogans alone. It must be rooted in love, a love expansive enough to include diversity, gender fluidity, racial justice, and social equity. Scientific studies on prosocial behavior and community resilience echo this. Thriving societies depend on mutual care and shared responsibility. How, then, can we live justice with love as our guide? What would it look like if activists, policymakers, and individuals made love, not fear or division, the foundation of their work? Could love turn protests into spaces of healing? Could justice be a bridge rather than a barrier? These are not easy questions. But West's work insists they are necessary if we want to build a truly just society. Cornel West stands as a modern-day Socrates, provoking us to examine not only laws but hearts. His call to action echoes across generations. Justice is not a cold ideal. but a warm living force. It is the public face of love, a love willing to risk, to endure, to transform. What if you carried this truth in your own life? If you allowed love to be the fiercest and most tender force in your pursuit of justice? This is not just philosophy, it is a revolution of the human spirit. So when you see a protest, remember, it is love on the move. When you seek justice, know it is love made visible. Justice is what love looks like in public, and it calls us all to rise. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and let love guide your quest for justice. Watch another episode to keep exploring the heart of philosophy.